Grass by Gendry-Kim. This is a graphic novel about comfort women. The story is told in the form of interviews between the writer and one of the comfort women living in the House of Sharing in South Korea. The reason why I read this was because I wanted to find out how you can live on after such horrible abuse. The book didn't give me any clear answers, but in between the lines, I understood that if you get in the worst situation where you don't have the will to survive, you just create a reason to live for. Simply put, fake it until you make it. Keep dreaming about a tearful reunion with your dear family. Keep fantasizing about Prince Charming who's about to save you. Keep praying for the war to end and that life will one day be better. Maybe it is as simple as what a woman who turned 100 years old said in the newspaper. You just keep on breathing. Reading this story also made me not take things for granted. It made me appreciate my warmly heated house, my comfortable bed with enough blankets, all the sanitary pads that I would need, the delicious food that I'm allowed to eat, the clean water that I can freely drink, the many clothes that my closet cannot even hold, the proper rest that I can have at any time, the education that I had, the books that I can freely read, how precious the right to walk outside is, and how life-saving medical healthcare is. Lee Uk-soon said that she has never known happiness, but in between the suffering, there were rays of sunshine. Although she could never have children of her own, she got a son who views her as his mother from day one, and her daughter-in-law, grandchildren, and the local village loves her and wants her to live with them. I admire her courage to speak up when it's easier to forget and never talk about it. She has become the voice of people who suffer in silence. She found meaning to her suffering by making people never forget about the comfort woman. Even though her parents didn't let her go to school, she did eventually go to night school and learned how to read. She met sisters who went through the same, and she received items that she cherished in her room. They didn't take away her love for books, her wish to look pretty, and her sense of humor. Reading this also made me wonder why they didn't get an apology and the closure that they need before they die. Is it about losing face? Is it because it's a dark and incredibly cruel chapter in their history that they rather want to forget? Is it like slavery, something that even heroes in history around the world took part in? While it was considered normal at that time, it still made people question if they can still see them as heroes. Or is it because the adult entertainment industry is such an ingrained part of history and their current lives that it would mean that they have to face the facts on how much of it is forced and how much is actual free will, and if there are violations of human rights happening right now? As I'm someone who likes reading comics, the rough drawing style took me some time to get used to. The story is also a bit weak. Maybe because it has to stay true to what really happened, and you only hear it from her point of view. It never really explains why things happen in a certain way, and other people don't play a big role. It's just the sum up of snippets of her memories. However, the two-page sceneries, which remind me of old Korean paintings, did leave an impression on me, and it made me understand how they could not just run away. The drawings do the best storytelling rather than the words. I do like how the story is told in a respectful way without really disturbing images and too much drama. The book also made me understand how war has no winners and how horrible it can be. Lastly, I want to tell her that how people reacted has nothing to do with her, that I believe her, and that I wish all the best in the world for her.